Whew. This is a test. Test 1, 2, 3. Test. Test. And yes, this is part 2 of my. That's funny. It says cancel save changes the blame game. Let's talk about it. Well, I'll edit it later. Let's see if I edit it now. That'd be so cool. Yeah, we'll do that. That's one thing that's awesome about this internet stuff. You can boop, instantly fix something. Instantly fix that. I'm fixing it now. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our stream, our channel. This is Charles Gilmore 3. Hopefully, I'm a good host. My page is not really my page. My page for everyone, because I really want to have open dialogues and learn. And I just try to come up with interesting topics that I like, and maybe nobody else will like them. Maybe people will like them, but it's all about fun for me. So I had a little kerfuffle, is that what they call it? I had a little snafu where the stream wasn't working well, so I had to come back and relocate. So hopefully you guys can hear me now, and you can get into it. Can you hear me? So let me go see if I can go to the chat. Let's go see dashboard. I am not the expert yet at this thing, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there, baby. I'm getting there. That's how you know when you have a section. Come. Okay. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's how I feel sometimes when I do this stuff. I'm like, I'm almost there. Okay. So anyway, me being stupid. I don't know who's watching me or not, but hello to you all. I just want to have an open dialogue about blame. Whose fault is it? Who to blame? Too many things happen in people's lives. Wait up, hold on. Gotta pause. I had a burp. I've been drinking a lot of coffee, and I'm probably gonna get hyped up. Hype. But really, much love to you all. Let me go ahead and get back on my podium and proliferate you with my sage wisdom from Charles, who's the most idiotic, stupid person who thinks he's smarter than the planet Earth. First, if you guys don't pay attention to the t-shirt, this is Naboo. I don't know where it's a great Star Wars shirt. I like Star Wars, but Star Wars is not doing well. And whose fault is it? Who should we blame? Should we blame Kathleen Kennedy? Should we blame George Lucas? Whose fault is it? When relationships end, do we blame the man or do we blame the woman? Who's responsible? Faith Squad. You know what? She does a lot of great. I shouldn't say they. I'm gonna do they. I gotta remember they. Your positivity sometimes get me motivated. And you get me motivated to come on and just say what I'm going to say. She told me, just be you. God, that you be yourself, be yourself. Well, I'm going to be me, the ultimate dumbass. the ultimate cauldron of dumbness is Charles. And I don't think about what I'm saying half the time. I just let it flow. I'm like Tony Braxton on some steroids and caffeine at the same time. Like a buff let it flow. Let it flow. Poof. I'm joking. But anyway, I'm always thinking about when it comes to man and women relationships and women relationships and whoever type of relationships with jobs, with life. Why do we always blame the other person? Why is it always somebody else's fault when things go wrong? Even when things go right, how come somebody else wants to take responsibility for the rightness in your life? Why do people never say, I'm responsible? Listen, I am responsible for my own happiness. I'm responsible for my own unhappiness. It's something that these guys, I'm not trying to just dudes, but in the game, they say frame. And I always want to keep my frame right. So when I feel great, it's me. Not that you can't help me to feel better, but I feel great. Listen, I'm already feeling great. And when I see Faith Squad, when I hear her talk, when I hear them talk, when I hear the kids do what they do, it makes me feel better. But because I'm already in a loving place, I feel great. So like when I come to people, I'm not coming to bring them negativity. I'm coming to bring them joy. And I don't blame other people for the things that happen wrong in my life. I'm not saying sometimes people are not responsible, but overall, I had to be responsible. I got to be responsible for where my life is, where it's going, and where I take it. Unless you put a gun to my head, I don't hold you responsible. Now I'll tell you something about me. I'm always going to extend my hand, and I hate to say this, because really I'm not the biggest forgiving person, but I can forget your transgressions, and I don't hold the transgressions you make on other people against you when it comes to me. Hey, what's up? What's up, Angel? I hope you feel great, brother. And yes, I'm going to eat a pizza today just for you because I like pizza. I like to eat. One thing I do that most people don't do, I must tell you, I intermittent fast, and I can go 2 or 3 days without eating. It's because I want to eat. You know what I mean? I want to be fat. I want to have a 6-pack. I really want to have an 8-pack because I got a 6-pack cracking right now. I would show you guys, but I don't want to amaze you how awesome it is. I don't want to show y'all that. So anyway, I would love for people to ever dialogue. If you want to talk, you're more than welcome to join this. But I really want to know, like, I hear so many women saying, the men are responsible. He doesn't want to marry me. And I'm like, hey, you might be right. But sometimes you have to ask yourself, am I not married because maybe I'm not the best? Just like a man. If the men that can't get the ladies they want, do you ever blame yourself and say, damn, it's my fault instead of the women choosing bad men? I mean, these are the questions that we got to ask ourselves. Listen, sometimes things are right there put in your life for a reason and you choose not to accept them. And when they pass you by, do you accept responsibility or do you blame other people for not helping you? Listen, I did a video a long time ago saying I never blame my parents for the mistakes I make today. My parents did the best they could do. My mother and my father loved me the best that they could. And it was up for me. It was up to me to become who I needed to become. The military gave me opportunities, and it was up for me to advance or not advance. I never blame people for me not becoming the admiral of the Navy. I mean, if I wanted to be an admiral, I should have worked for it. And life is a competition. Sometimes people are going to beat you out. But do I blame somebody for beating me out, or do I accept it? I don't know what's right and wrong. I'm not even here to teach people that. But I'll tell you what I am great at, though. I'm great at having fucking fun, and I'm great at loving people. So people who don't like profanity, you probably never have to watch my page because I know you like, oh my God, did he say that? But I'm not saying that to make you mad. I'm saying that really because life is great and people are going to say what they want to say. Don't let that bother you. I'm not here to shape your ethics or your morality. I just treat people the way I want to be treated. I'm all about love and joy and happiness. And if you don't agree with that, you can still come on and talk to me about it because I'm never going to shame you for not agreeing with Charles. I will always share the link. Anybody who wants to jump on and tell me why you blame somebody and it's their fault, go ahead and do that. And tell me why you don't blame somebody. That's what it's good because what I want more than anything is for us to be peace. I'm an optimist, so I'm always hoping there's going to be peace for all of us. I am a black man, and I never would deny that. But just because I'm black doesn't mean that I can't love people who are not black. I love people who love me. However, I will always do this caveat. I'm always concerned about the positivity and the prosperity for black people. And I put concerns I can solve first, and I try to solve my community first. However, I'm not going to stop other people from doing what they need to do and love other people because a lot of my friends, I have friends that are not black, and I love them to death, and they love me. So I'm going to throw that out there, and people can call me what they want to call me. And I never think negative about anybody ever. That's not what it is. And I don't blame people, but other people blame people. So if you choose to blame people, go ahead and tell me, what it is. I am, first, let me shout out the chat. We got Faith Squad in the house. We got Angel, much respect. Nikki, one of my favorite female brains. I mean, there's lots of them, but I love to hear when Nikki speaks because she has so much great things to say. So I'm always trying to poke her. Come on, Nikki, come on. I think life is fantastic, and I am where I'm supposed to be at this time. I always tell people to like, share, and subscribe. I know I got to start doing that because I really don't think about that. And I have friends saying, "Hey, Charles, you know what? Since you donate so much, I always ask somebody to donate to you." So I say this, hey, you know what? I got to tell you something. This is something I'm putting out, but it hasn't solidified yet. But once I said I got to 200 subscribers, I was going to give a giveaway, and I got one. I'm going to give away a Nintendo Switch. So I'll put it out there before I go off, and I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do it. But I would say, listen, what I would want for people, and I'm still working at this, don't hold me to concrete with this, is to enter. All you got to do is be a follower of me on Instagram with Fun with CG3 and tag somebody, and then I enter you. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get 2 entries. So you got to tag somebody first. You got to follow me on Instagram, and you got to tag somebody. And if you want to get the extra caveats, be a Patreon subscriber. I take all the costs of $1 to follow Chuck on Patreon. Anyway, it's great. Hold on. I'll show you guys. I got the Nintendo Switch right here, kicking it. I don't know if it's upside down or backwards or how you see it. Let me do it around. Woohoo, Switch. So it's only going to be for continental United States people, but I got it upside down. I don't care. I did. But anyway, that's what it is. My Instagram is fun with CG3. I'll probably put it in the chat. One thing I'll post is something this is the hangout link. So if anybody wants to join, you're more than welcome. Give me your email and I'll email you. You can join and talk. You already know. I gotta start saving more people's email address so I can just invite them. But if you put your email, I gotta remember, I'll remove it and I'll invite you to the hangout and we can talk about it. But that's what it is. I will write my Instagram in the chat. It doesn't matter what cats. Check me out because I am the most fun person on the planet. That's all I'm about is fun. Charles is just about fun, baby. Also, I never blame people for who I am in my life. So I wonder how many people hold other people responsible. Oh yeah, there you go. I'll hit you up. And you know, anybody who watches me, it's always open for me. It's always open. And you can always jump in and say what you want to say, and I will always shut up. I will always be quiet to let other people speak because it's just not about me. It's about us. And this is not my channel. This is our channel, and that's what I think. I think it's our channel. Why does it do this? Paste. Let me finish this. Okay. There we go. Let's wait, but I could have invited you. I got you already. Technology is so awesome. That's so awesome. It's so awesome. Sometimes I get blown away by how awesome technology is. Anyway, I'm gonna still work out on my giveaway, but that's what it is. What do you say? Parents should be responsible until you're able to feed yourself. Oh, you gotta elaborate on that. Yeah, I guess I agree with that. But you also have to, as a parent, be able to teach your children how to feed themselves. And you got to teach them the responsibilities of life. So once you're able to make cognizant decisions, because your parent can only be as good as a parent as they can be with their mind. You know, am I cold? No, it's just my style, baby. Hey, there she goes. What's going on? Nikki said, "Are you cold?" No, I just try to keep myself secretive for you.
He said, "Nah, that's just my style, baby. That's my swag."
There it is. Sometimes I'm hoodless, sometimes I'm not. You know, just
Mr. Swaggerific.
Yeah, I try to do that. So, what's going on, lady? How you feeling today?
You know me, I'm feeling great. I woke up feeling great. Thank the Lord.
So, tell me your thoughts about the blame game. Tell me why people blame other people, and tell me whatever you think is your form, is your platform, is for you. Go ahead, do what you need to do.
Well, I guess it's the blame game. Is some people? I guess it's a fault. You know, they needed to be somebody else's fault. Like I used to play the game. I played the game. I played the blame game when I was younger, based on a relationship. And you know, as you get older and you wising up and you grow, as you get older and you wising up and you grow and you learn. I played the blame game of for broken heart. I played I blamed him. You know, I blamed him for breaking my heart. But it really wasn't a blame or a fault. It was more as I got older and I realized it was a lesson. You know what I mean? It was a lesson, like, because I was young, he was older than me. I was mesmerized by his love and his affection and, you know, all that good stuff that they do to you. And then, you know, I really felt what a broken heart was. I didn't know a broken heart had a feeling until then. And, you know, as I got older and I got over it, it took a while. It took a while to get over it because I was madly in love. I'm talking about blinded by love. And it was awesome in the beginning. But I really, really thought, you know, that I was going to hate this man forever for breaking my heart. And it wound up not being that way. Like I learned that, you know, it wasn't a fault. Like I couldn't blame him. It wasn't his fault. It was what I allowed him to do. So it wasn't his fault. So I guess basically what I'm trying to say is as I got older, I lightweight appreciated, you know, from learning from the things and ways that I let this one man treat me. You know, I lightweight wanted to thank him for, it might sound crazy, but for the things and the actions and stuff that he did, because it really taught me a lesson of how not to ever let another man treat me like that again. So I blamed him at first for my broken heart and the way that I was living and how I was out here and stuff, and I was just everything was his fault to me. I felt like I wouldn't be in the situations that I was in if it weren't because of him. I felt like I wouldn't have never lost my first apartment if I wasn't in love with him. I felt like I shut everybody off in life because of him.
Mm-hmm.
It was deep, but in the beginning, and when it all was said and done, it was just like a lesson. Like I had really learned. He taught me. He taught me how to never let a man take advantage of me like that. Like never let a man. I don't know. You just got to have a little more willpower about yourself, I guess. What I'm trying to say is, when even by you being young, like I was, and just blinded by everything. Like I mean, this man could spit, and I would say no, he didn't. It was rain, type shit. You know what I mean? So I don't know. As I got older, I didn't hate him no more. Like to this day, I don't hate him. I love him and I respect him, and I let him know that the stuff you did, you really really taught me how to not let this happen to me ever again in life. How to love me more first before I love somebody else, and it's just, I don't know. I kind of respect the situation now because it's kind of like parenting with children and stuff. You got to let them test the waters instead of trying to always protect them and shield them. You got to kind of let them put a big toe in that hot water first, and then they'll see and understand if that's what they want to keep sticking their whole foot in water. So, I definitely, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the blame game, everybody got to man up and woman up. You just can't blame stuff on people. Like, especially as an adult. You can't just be quick to fault somebody for something. You got to think about it both ways. Like what did you do? What did you do to make this action become a reaction? Or I don't know. It was weird, but.
I mean, I understand. So my question is this: when it came to that man, the man who broke your heart, did you choose him or did he choose you?
Well, he chose me. I don't know. It was crazy. We were introduced to each other. He was just getting out the penitentiary. He was in a halfway house. I was young. I was fresh to the hood. I was fresh, good meat. And he had been gone for a while, whatever. And, he was a popular dude around the hood. So I guess we kind of chose each other. Like I said, in the beginning, we were madly in love with each other. So I thought, but, I guess after a while, stuff fades away. But, he made me feel like I was just the first thing he wanted to see as soon as he woke up, and the last thing he wanted to see when he went to sleep. And he just made me feel like I was God's gift to him for a long time. It wasn't always bad as it ended up, so I guess we chose each other.
I'm going to ask you another question, but let me read. Somebody wrote in the chat real fast. This is my friend Brian, Dark Plus Films. He says, it seems like religious people blame the devil more than looking at their actions. Do you agree with that statement that he made?
Hold on, let me get my other phone so I can read the chat. I'm slipping on my pimping. What did he say?
You're pimping. Go ahead, girl.
What you say he said, Mr. Joyce?
He said, it seems like religious people blame the devil more than looking at their actions. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can elaborate that. It's like when somebody says, oh, the devil's to blame, instead of saying, damn, I messed up. I let the devil get into me. That's what I think he's trying to say.
That's true. I respect that. I respect that. I feel that. I respect that, and I feel that, and I feel like, if we're supposed to be so Christ-like, we shouldn't even be discouraged by the devil. We shouldn't even be thinking about the devil, because if you're so covered in the blood, then anything that the devil is trying to do, it shouldn't be, But we human, and it seems like religious people blame the devil more than looking at their actions. That's kind of deep.
Hey, he's a deep brother. I mean, this is my belief. How do you know when somebody else is responsible. Okay, for instance, I'll say this. Some men actually lie to women to get what they want. And then the woman finds out that the man lied to them. So up to the point that somebody was ignorant, who is responsible? Like, meaning a man had family and he didn't admit to you that he had a family. He got with you and you became his lover. Then you find out that he had a family. Would you hold yourself responsible, or would he be the fault?
Yep, I would definitely kind of hold myself responsible, because you need to get to know a person all the way before you just jump into something serious. But some men can hide it that good from you where you can't find out.
Okay, so if he held it that good from you, would he be responsible, or would you still be the fault?
I would kind of feel like he was responsible, because if we trying to make something serious, why wouldn't you want to tell that when we first get to know each other? Like, why wouldn't we put everything on the table in the beginning? Because who's to say if I might not have a problem with that?
Yeah.
You didn't even give me the opportunity to try to see if I had a problem with that in the beginning, because you kept it a secret.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that a lot of people, they get caught up in not investigating. And to me, even though, like, some people can lie really well, but if you take your time and really investigate somebody and take your time to watch them, you kind of learn who they are. And I think that when in situations like that, that's when you should hold someone else responsible. However, once you're aware of somebody's falsity, once you're aware that somebody is not being honest and you choose to stay, then it's all on you. You get what I mean? So a lot of people will blame people when they already know who they were. Like, if you know somebody's a bad character and you try to change them, that's on you, because you knew they were a bad character. So when something goes wrong, I have never understood why people say, you destroyed my life. Well, you knew I was a dope dealer, criminal, shoot people in the head, have 5 baby mamas and 16 children when you met me. So you chose to come to this world. So that's just my belief. I don't think a lot of people admit that. Just like a dude who gets used by women or any other type of relationship, be it heterosexual, homosexual, whatever. I guess the world is crazy now, so I can't tell people how to be. But sometimes I think it's so hard for people to face the mirror and say, damn, I messed up. It's always somebody else's fault. And that's where I wish more people would have dialogues about. I don't really see people doing that. I think people.
Yeah. If they did that, this world wouldn't be as messed up as it is if we had that many honest and real folks in the world. But I want to know, Mr. West, I know that question is really ain't bothering me, but he said it seemed like religious people blame the devil more than looking at their actions.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know if he basically saying, like, let's use an example real quick. And, certain situations, to me, it do be the devil. It don't even have nothing to do with your action. It could just be something that's, you be like, man, I am really having a crazy day and I ain't did nothing but woke up doing all the right things, Like how you wake up doing all the right things that you normally do, but stuff still seems like it's going left or it's going right. Like, just say, for instance, you wake up and you just automatically start getting bad phone calls and stuff. Or how is that? How is that like? I mean, I'm just saying, like, he's saying that the religious people blame the devil more than looking at their actions. It ain't always some situations might not have nothing to do with their action. It might just literally be the work of life, and the devil do work of life. If he see you, the devil will try to overpower some situations and try to take over stuff. If he see stuff going too good for you, he tries to just come and interfere that and just upset that and just make it an uproar. Say I'm having a good old live stream and I got all these good positive people in, and I'm doing my positive thing and I'm singing and praising. I like, cuss or something. I'm human. But then you get all these trolls coming up in here being all disrespectful with me because he see that my live is lit up and we having a fun time. And then you got 10 of them coming in here wanting to call me all kind of fat bitches and fuck you, and how they get. Yeah. Now, is I'm blaming that? Is I'm wrong for blaming that on the devil and saying the devil a liar?
No, I wouldn't say you were wrong at that. I wish he would elaborate on that statement, but I think I can try to elaborate for him because I think I know what he means. Like, sometimes, let me say what I think he means. Go ahead, continue.
Mr. Charles, you know I am not holier than thou. We all know that, right? Just because I speak Lord, we know that. So I wouldn't consider myself a religious person. I consider myself a spiritual person, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know you. I mean, I think it don't take me long to feel people. So I think I know. However, I think with his perspective, I think he's saying you got so many people that want to act really, really like super religious, but when stuff goes wrong, instead of saying that they're responsible, he's saying that they blame their bad actions on the devil. It's different. Yes. Like what you said, it's different when people come with negativity, then you could say that is the devil because they're coming with negativity. But when you yourself are responsible for your negativity, when do you say, hey, I did that? It was my humanity, my giving into my baser impulses. It wasn't the devil. It was, it was there, but it was me to follow it. So I think that's what he meant. I don't think he was really trying to. That's just my belief. And I know him, so I think that's what he meant.
Right. And I guess he was targeting that towards the religious people.
Yes.
You know, like, you know how they say the church people be the main people that ain't right. You know, the people that's always in church every Sunday be main people. They come to church every Sunday just to talk about what somebody got on and see who got some ties.
Yeah, it's like when you hear the minister or the pastor, I have sinned. I must admit to you, I have fornicated. Let the devil get to me. I slept with Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Oh, praise it. I'm sorry, my congregation. I have led you astray. Oh, but that big old booty on Mrs. Jones. Oh,
yeah, Lord.
I'm sorry.
Because you ain't lying, and the Lord knows our heart, and He knows we ain't make no jokes. We're just being real about a situation.
Yeah, that's what happens. You gotta make things funny for people to see it, but that's really what happens. And that's when instead of accepting responsibility, they put it on the devil. And you should say sometimes, I'm human. I mean, I have sinned because I'm weak.
Yeah, and I love the Lord because and I just hope He continues to forgive me and continue to work on me because the Lord knows I ain't perfect.
Well, pray for me too,
I pray for us all. Believe that. I pray for the union, the world, the universe.
You should. I pray for everybody. I want everybody to be great and fantastic, and I don't have any malicious intent on even my enemies. Not saying I can't do things.
I even pray for Trump. I even pray that God touches his little crooked heart.
See, let's talk about Donald Trump because that's fun. And I'm gonna say something that most people don't think about. Now, before he was president, everybody loved him, but once he became the president, how did he become the enemy to everybody? That's the question.
To be honest, I never loved him. I never loved him. I never liked watching his show. I never got into it. I just know he was some rich pink motherfucker. Excuse me, he's gonna go there. I knew he was some rich pink motherfucker that had a whole lot of money and just felt like he could treat and talk to people any kind of way because so many people let him get away with that. Now, where in the world I don't know if this is a test and God will see if we're going to still be able to survive with this man being in office or whatever. But me personally, I don't think he's going to survive.
Okay.
And that's just how I feel.
I'm going to make two statements. And we'll make one statement and the other one will be a question. First, the statement is, it seems that when people have money, people want to follow them more than people who don't have money. And second, how come or what makes people turn against people that have a different opinion than them instead of trying to understand where their opinion comes from? That's the question I'm asked. Like, and I'm not specifically speaking about the president. I'm trying to say, for instance, when you could love somebody, then they're great, but as soon as you hear them say something that you don't like, they're the enemy. You understand what I mean by that? Like,
like Nick just said, just like she just said, she just answered it because the thing that he was saying during the time he was running for presidency, and then he tell on himself because when they get busted and when they highlight the bullshit he said, then he try to come back with a fake apology or I didn't mean to say or I didn't say it like that, or sometimes he be like, yeah, that's what I said.
I hear what you're saying. I'm gonna ask more questions. This is interesting. Do you think that sometimes statements are taken out of context?
I couldn't hear you. What you say?
Do you think that sometimes statements, like when people make say something, and the media quotes them, or we only get a snippet of it, we take it out of context?
Yeah, we can. We can.
Okay, I'm gonna ask more questions because this is extremely interesting. So, do you think that we put our leaders, our mentors, our celebrities in inappropriate, like unrealistic situations? Like we look at Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was everybody's friend, and everybody, we want to be like Bill Cosby. Once you find out that Bill Cosby was sleeping around with 1,000 women, instead of looking at the good he did, we looking at, damn, he was a perv, or he's horrible. Or the same thing with Tiger Woods or any others. Do you think that that some of our expectations are unrealistic? That's a question. I know it's convoluted, but hopefully it made sense.
That whole situation got me bothered because it's just all of a sudden, and I hope these men live another 10 years if the good Lord is willing. But why all of a sudden? I don't mean to ask a question with a question, Mr. Charles, but I kind of confused on what you're asking. But I want to say this real quick. Why all of a sudden did this just come out of the woodworks? Like, why did they wait 25,000 years later to start targeting these men?
I have no idea, but the question is, how come we target the men, but we don't hear anything about the women? I mean, that's just my curious. I'm curious to that because I know women do the same thing. Women with power can use men the same way, but we never hear it.
I understand that, and how we know them women wasn't sitting there in the office and lifting up their skirt, showing him their stuff before even, how we know? That's crazy to me because that's what I'm saying, and that's probably how it went 9 times out of 10. These men sitting here. If these men was ever that pressed us some booty, they had plenty enough money to go buy them something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something that I've normally, like, okay, all these people get in trouble, and I'm not trying to diss the president, but he was the first one I said, grab her by the pussy. You got to do the thing, but he didn't get in trouble. So how come? And other stuff. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying I want trouble for anyone. I'm just saying, how come certain people get in trouble and other people don't? How come somebody that was so scary today? Like, I don't want just saying hello to a woman, I could get in trouble, and I don't want to be blamed for like harassment. The blame game. I just said hello. Well, he was harassing me, and if a woman says it to me, I'm not trying to say it's right or wrong. Do I have the same thing? So it's weird what's going on today, and I don't even know how to navigate the waters. It's kind of scary in a way. But that's it's neither here nor there. You're asking some good questions, and I don't know the answers to that.
I just don't. I mean, that's to be Mr. Charles. That is now that these motherfuckers ain't cut this grass in goddamn 7 months. Now I'm on live with Mr. Charles. They want to keep cutting the grass and shit today, making all this noise. Y'all ain't. This grass ain't been cut in 8 motherfucking months.
Yep. I'm gonna read.
But anyway,
I'm gonna read what people are saying in chat. Okay. Dark West Brian says, I know needy women who've had good boyfriends, but when the guy wanted to leave, they blamed the devil, not understanding why he left, continuing their behavior. Lord sent me Lord, I got it. Lord, send me a good man. Jesus Christ says, I sent you 6. I got what he's saying. He's saying that you got what he's saying?
Yes, he better tell it. He ain't lying.
Oh, man.
I know women who have good boyfriends, but when the guy wanted to leave, they blame the devil, not understanding why he left, continuing their behavior. Right. You had a good man and you want to sit there and be a nagging ass broad and you done ran him the fuck away, and now you sitting there talking about something. Hey, I'm with him. I agree.
I gotta go through. It's the same with women though. It's the same with a man had a good woman and then he something was not right. Maybe he was doing something and he ended up leaving her, and now he's like, damn, I had a good woman, I fucked up. It is what it is, but a lot of people got to be real with themselves why they leave.
As though they get over that shit and move on to the next. They don't be like the women. They be like, oh, well, she left, let me go find her sister or her mother.
She said she left, let me go find her sister or her mother. I don't understand a lot. I always want to know why people blame other people. This is so anybody who just tuning in. I don't know if you are or not, but this is an open hangout. Anybody can always come in and jump in with me, Nikki, Brian. Anyone can join. I always want to know what people think.
What you think, Mr. Charles? What you think about that question? What you feel about that? Why do you think people do that?
Why do I think? Because people never want to be responsible for their own actions. People always want to external forces. If something was against them, instead of looking at themselves and saying, do I need to improve as a human being? And I think that's a problem. I think with men and women, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. You ask me a question, I want to answer. A lot of women like, well, I did a video earlier. A lot of women want marriage, but they don't have wife qualities. And you want somebody to marry you, but you're not doing the things that I think a man would accept to be only with you. And that's what most women want. It's like, okay, I'm gonna hire you to work for my company. You don't want to do no work, but you want a paycheck. Then you get mad when I fire you because you're not doing the work. And vice versa. There's a lot of men that want a woman to be into them, but you're not doing the thing that the women need for her to be only into you. So you both lose. So I think that both men and women, both whoever in any type of relationship, you need to assess yourself first and say, am I the cost of things not getting to where I want to go? And that's what I think about all the time. How can I improve in a person? How can I make somebody else comfortable with what I heard myself? And I'm a person who says I'm not one for a compromise, but I'm willing to compromise to get to a better place. I'm just not going to compromise my integrity or what I believe in, but I'm willing to, okay, I want to go eat at Tony Roma's and you want to go eat at Olive Garden. How about this? One day we eat at Olive Garden, the next day we eat at Tony Roma's. That's a compromise because we both not get what we want at the same time, but I'm going to give you what you want for you to give me what I want. And I think that a lot of people, for instance, I'm gonna do a video about this too. You got me on a tangent. Why I'm really not that. I'm not one to let somebody come live with me like that, because I like the way things are laid out in my place. And somebody can come and say, "Hey, I want you to put this here," and I'm like, "I don't want to." Well, let's compromise. And I'm like, "How are you gonna compromise in my place?" Now we got a place together, and then we just want this place. Then we can compromise. But you can't come into Charles's world. You can't come into my world telling me I need to stop playing video games. That's a sacrifice. A compromise would be, hey, we bought this place together. Some days I want to watch TV. Some days you want to play video games. Let's compromise on that. Then that can work. So I don't want anybody to tell me what I can't do and what I can do. I ain't gonna tell you what you can't do and what you can do. Because if you ain't gonna do what I want you to do, I'm gonna let you go. You know, I'm not gonna force you. I just want a woman to do what I want her to do for me, and I hope a woman wants me to do what I want to do. Vice versa. So I'm willing to compromise to get to a place that we're both gonna win. That's how I feel.
That is so real, Mr. Charles. You just put it down, put it down, put it down. Can't nobody argue or debate with that.
Okay, Nikki, you said something good. People convince themselves that they are good people with no faults. To take accountability, you have to accept and own the fact that there are things about yourself that may be perceived as wrong. I agree. Which they may conclude makes them a bad person. I'm gonna go with something extra, Nikki. I agree with you. Sometimes it's all from a perspective, because I think I'm a great person, but somebody else may think I'm a bad person. You know, somebody may like to eat a lot and say you're bad, and somebody else say, well, you're bad because you don't eat a lot. So it's all perspective. So, you know, I like to drink beer. That's a bad thing to somebody else, and to somebody like me who likes beer, it's a great thing. So it's to each their own. You need to find people that live with you and live in your worldview, so you don't bring them no pain. Don't ever try to change somebody into seeing it your way. I'm not gonna ever change somebody from who they want to be. Listen, if you want to sleep with 1,000 women, that's on you. Just make sure the 1,000 women you sleep with are cool with that. If you want to just do you. Just don't hurt nobody else in doing you. Just be open and honest about it. Sometimes people are not gonna listen to your honesty. That's on them. But at least you were honest, so they can't ever say you didn't tell them the truth. That's my belief.
Exactly. Like, don't judge me if I was just in my live and I just pray for you, and now I'm over in Mr. Charles' live and you hear me cussing up a storm. That don't mean I ain't still the same person.
Listen, we are all human, and there's nothing perfect about any of us. The only perfect thing is God and the universe. So my name is not Jesus. I am not perfect. I am a sinner. I am not the best. And whatever your religious belief, trust me, I'm never going to get down and tell you to be a Christian or to be what you don't want to be. However, what I will say is I'm not here to bring you no negativity. I'm here to bring you love. And I don't blame people for what they like or don't like, because that's not who I am. I mean,
but I'm just basically saying that's the type of world that we live in. And I just thank God that I don't care about that. I don't care that people feel like that, because, you know, it's people out there feel like that or think like that or smiling in my face and in the back of their mind, they feel like that. And my thing is this: if you feel like that, then you can separate yourself, and there ain't got to be no harm, no hate, or none of that, and I will still continue to pray for you. But people are in this world are so judgmental, Mr. Charles. I'm telling you, it just don't make no sense. Like, that's why the world is how it is, because people are quick to judge people before they get to know them. You clearly have to get to know a person. You can't just put a title on them. Like, you can't judge that saying a book by its cover. Like, could sit there and see you with a hoodie on and think this some crazy ass man sitting here just looking at us, you know, sitting there and deep inside you sweet, you funny, you hilarious. You open up your live stream to everybody. You let them take over. You sit there and be quiet for hours and let them out because that is what you want. That is why you did this. You know what I mean? But we got so many messed up people in this world, and they just be quick to judge. I'm not quick to judge, folks. I promise I'm not.
I try to be just like you. I don't know other people when I want to. So, like, if I just wanted to speak, I would never have a live stream. I have a chat and people just type. But I want everybody who comes to my page to feel open and welcome to talk. And I will be quiet to hear you because I want to learn. And how can I learn if I'm always talking? If I'm always dominating? It's not about me. It's about other people. And the only way I can actually show love is to let people come in and run it. I mean, I don't care if they want to promote their page or if they say, Charles, I hate you. I will still shut up and listen to what you got to say because I can take it. As long as you ain't disrespectful to nobody else here, you can come on. I take all the hate you want. You ain't got to like me. You can thumbs down every video I got. I wouldn't care because I'm just about positivity, love. I'm stupid. I curse a lot. But I'm not going to ever be disrespectful. And even if I have my opinions about men and women, it's never to call hate. It's just to get people to have an understanding. So I love a lot of people. I love Char Willie. Nikki is awesome. Ruby's one of my favorites. Charles Faulkner, the Angry Man. I love people who don't love each other. Obsidian, I like O'Shea. I can name so many people, so many YouTubers. There's so many people I can go on and on and on and on and talk about. And a lot of people don't see the same. So it's for me, it's just to learn from everybody. Everybody got negative parts to them, and I don't blame anybody for anything. I got to make my own choices. I'm going to try to solve my own problems. I love for you to work with me. If you don't, it's good. I don't hold it against you because you got to find your own. I don't know what right and wrong is for you. I just know what right and wrong is for me. And I'm just trying to be the best, great person on the planet Earth. And even no matter how silly and dumb I can get, when I talk to other people, I turn extremely serious so I can respect you and learn what you have to say. So I'm talking now, but if more people hopped on this stream, I'm telling you, I would shut up and let everybody talk because this is not my page, this is our page. And that's what I want people to know. Oh, right. This is what it is for me. And this is great. I'm enjoying myself. You can talk as much as you want.
Every time I come in here, I enjoy myself. And I'm agreeing with you. I love to learn. I love to hear people, especially people that you have in here that know what they're talking about. You know, educated women and men that really give you some stuff that even when the live end to think about. You know, I inhale a whole lot of positivity and a whole lot of stuff. I'm 38 in July, and I done learned some things in here that I never would have thought I would have learned.
Or just awesome. I'm always learning.
People, hearing other people's input and opinion about situations in life is always good. You know, sometimes it might even help you switch your train of thought about certain situations and stuff.
I totally agree. I try to never be so close-minded that I can't learn from people because so many people got so much to offer. And even if they say something horrible, I still come back and check because they may say something great tomorrow. I just try my best to stay away from super negative people. And there's when people are really negative, I try to understand their negativity because you got some dudes that are really negative towards women, but they negative because they've been hurt so bad. So I try to understand they're hurt. And that's why sometimes I do a video to express they're hurt, even though I don't totally agree, but I want other people to see it. And if I can say it in a way that makes it more palpable and receptive, maybe people will say, oh, maybe they're right a little bit. That's just what I believe, though.
But I feel you because I got a brother that's like that, and I love him dearly, but he really, really has an issue with, I guess I'm going to say, trusting women.
Yeah.
He really has an issue with trusting women. And I don't know if it has something to do with him and my mom's relationship, like as him growing up and, you know, he wasn't at home a lot. He was either always locked up or he was my granny's son. I'm going to say that. He was more her son than my mom. My mom was young. She had her first child when she was 13, which was him. So, you know, for a long time and a lot of years, him and my mom didn't get along. Like they were rival enemies. They would be in the same neighborhood, live 2 feet, 3 feet away from each other, and would see each other and not even speak. You know, so it's just. And I noticed when he in relationships with women, he's not right with them. So I felt like his way of treating certain women. You know, I'm not gonna bash him because he's not a bad guy, but as far as with him and relationships with women, they don't last. And I feel like it's based on the relationship that he didn't get with my mom.
I think a lot of men have never seen loving relationships, and women too, between men and women. A lot of people come from single parent households, and I'm not saying that's to blame, but if you've never seen a woman love a man, and you've never seen a man love a woman, and the only thing you have is TV or other people, you kind of learn dysfunctionality, and you don't know how to be affectionate. I mean, I've dated plenty of women that don't really know how to be affectionate. I've dated women that can be extremely affectionate, but I don't know what the right paradigm is, what the right one is for everyone. Because some people, everybody thinks differently. Like me, I'm extremely affectionate. So I like a touchy kissy woman, where the woman I may be with may not be touchy kissy. So if she's not like that, I'm gonna always be somewhat unhappy because I want a woman that just wants to actually just rub my back and kiss me for no reason. And she may want a guy that wants to text her and call her all day, which may be unnatural to me. So it's kind of and then we end up blaming each other if that's the possibility, if that situation happens. So I think that people need to really have dialogue about what they expect from other people, and they need to see, can this person give me what I want? And if you find out at the time that they can't give you what you want, you should be able to separate amicably and peacefully. But in my opinion, it seems so many people want to harm each other that it becomes horrible and extremely malicious, and then people become belligerent, and then that's toxic, and then you start harboring hatred towards the opposite sex, which I'm totally opposed to, because I don't want to hate.
So are you willing to compromise with that woman? Because you said you know, are you willing to compromise and give her a chance and see that maybe if she's not affectionate and not kissable and huggable and lovable, that maybe you can not change her but install it in her as y'all grow together?
I understand that. You gotta know what you can tolerate and you can't tolerate. So I'm not gonna compromise for something that I need. So that makes no sense. If I know that I need to eat lasagna and you say, Charles, to be with me, you can't eat lasagna, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just me.
Right.
Oh, I agree with y'all. Right. Y'all said you can't blame your mom forever, and I totally agree. I did a video, and you can't blame your parents for the mistakes that you make today. And I did it a while back, but it was something I really felt people need to put out, because too many people blame their parents and they have hatred for their parents, and their parents going to do the best that they can do. You know, you can't listen. If your parent didn't rape you, beat you, and steal from you, and once you became an adult and you can take care of yourself, even though I think nurture is so important, once you're an adult, you got the choice to move past your pain and get past it. And if you need to pray, if you need to have a network, you do that. But you can't blame people unless they have treated you violently or abused you to a point where you can't get past that. That's when you need to go seek therapy. That's my advice to people. But don't blame somebody for who you are today. That's your choice to change. I mean, I know some people aren't mentally strong, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you know that you need help, then go get help. Don't blame somebody for what you're not doing. People will help.
Exactly.
People will help. That's what I believe. And I'm not here to change nobody believes. I'm just speaking my wisdom and throwing it out there. Hope everybody's doing great. You okay, sister?
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, so I'm for people who are just joining, who are not joining, I don't know. My question is today is, why do we blame people instead of accepting responsibility? And I'm not saying that it's not wrong to blame people, but tell me why you do blame them if they are responsible. Tell me why. Why? Why do they do what they do? Why are they such turds? Hey, what's going on? Arnez. It's all about communication, compromise, and commitment. You're gonna have to elaborate on that one, my brother, because I know exactly what you're saying. It is about communication and compromise if you have to, and commitment. But commitment to what? Commitment to having a strong relationship, commitment to understanding other people. When you make statements like that, I try not to overthink it. But then again, I don't want to misconstrue. So I ask you to explain that. And you got, I can keep on going. So if you in the chat, you can put it out there. For me, I always say you got to accept responsibility. There will be time to blame people, but every time is not time to blame somebody else. Listen, if I put my hands up and the cops have the guns on me and they start to beat me, then I'm blaming the police. However, if I was belligerent, like you motherfucker, fuck you, I need to blame myself because I just caused the situation to get worse. Sometimes you gotta comply, even though your pride and your ego wants you to not comply. You can't. You gotta learn to not blame other people when you don't have to. Sometimes you gotta say, hey, you know what? I was speeding. I really messed up. I wasn't thinking about it, and I was really not complying to the laws. I'm the fault. Instead of saying, why you stopped me? Why you didn't pull them over? They were speeding. See, that's when you want to pass the blame. Sometimes you got to accept responsibility, and it's hard for people to do. It is hard for people to do. Listen, where I am in life is my fault. I don't blame on nobody else where I'm at. Um, it's me. So you say Nyada says no one wants to feel awful about themselves, but it's not about feeling awful about yourself. It's about looking at yourself and who you are and saying, "Hey, I messed up, and I'm gonna do better." Don't dwell on the pain. Get past that. It's a friend of mine. You know, we always okay. Me and Brian and me and other people, we talk about worry, and worry is when you think about stuff you can't control. It's anxiety about possible problems that could happen, but this is because it could happen. I mean, it will happen. So once you, hey, I did it, I messed up, move on, let it go. Don't dwell on it, move forward. You know, I fell down yesterday, but I can stand up today. So that's what it is. Face Squad, I'm gonna ask some more questions. So when is it right for you to blame somebody else for the mistakes that you make?
When you have facts and receipts that the mistake you made was their fault.
Okay, let's talk about what was the sister that was giving you a hard time that you had to put in her place? You know, I'm talking about the in the building you stay at, the what do you call it, apartment supervisor, whatever her name. So
Property manager.
property manager, yeah. But for all the negativity between y'all two, would you blame her?
Do what?
For all the negativity between y'all two, the one you don't really feel, are you to blame or is she to blame?
I blame her because she's supposed to be more professional than what she is, and in a professional setting, before you come for your residents, you need to make sure everything is together on your end. Because then, when your residents come with the receipts that you're wrong for the action that you just caused them to cuss you out, and you still sit there like you don't give a mess, yeah, I blame you. You should have been a woman. You should have been a woman, and you should have apologized for the mistake you made, and then I wouldn't have to come in this office every time I see your face and be ready to ball you up.
So she pushed that curse word button. She pushed that I'm about to cuss you the fuck out button, right?
She was lacking professionalism. You know, she was too busy trying to be cute and ain't no shit.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. When you go above the head, because you know it's always a head over a head. So when you go over their head and then they find out you went over their head because they done fixed the problem, they still don't want to apologize. So now every time I come in here, I don't even want to speak to you, but I do. I kill you with kindness.
I hear that. I try to do that too. I got a real bad temper, and I try to my best to never let it come out on anyone. So even
I used to have a horrible temper. I used to be off the chisel for shizzle, you know. But now oh Jesus, thank you Lord, because I done changed that 1,001. Because 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna do nothing but get me in trouble at the end of the day. It ain't gonna do nothing but get me in trouble. My attitude gonna get me in trouble. I don't care how mad they made me. I'm gonna be the one in trouble.
Well, hello, PR Beauty. I'm so happy that you can join our live stream, and feel free to engage. Anybody who ever wants to hop on, you're always welcome. My page is open for everybody, and as the title says, it's about the blame game. When do you accept the responsibility? When is somebody else responsible for the situation that goes on, be it men and women, jobs, anything? Parents, children. Some children later in life feel that it's their parents' fault for where they are. And some people will say, you know what, I'm responsible for where I am at in life. I'm gonna go off on a tangent. You got a lot of Black people, brothers and sisters, that will blame somebody else for where they are today. And you got somebody else that will say, hey, now that we have other opportunities, we're responsible. And I'm not saying anybody's right or wrong. I just want to know what people think about that. When do you accept responsibility as a community? Can we as Black people become economic financial power, or are we always oppressed? Who do we blame? Do we blame white supremacy, or do we say we are the reason that we are where we are today? And these are questions that we should ask for people who are married or not married. If your marriage is working, is it your husband's fault, or is it the wife's fault that the marriage is working? Or if you get divorced, was it the husband or the wife? So, I mean, I'm just throwing scenarios out there that people should really think about, because we're so we want to take the acclaim, but then when something goes wrong, we want to criticize others. And how many people really say it was my fault that this is the way it is? Like, I agree with Yada says. I think you finally accept responsibility when the result of your actions pile up and you realize it's up to you to fix it. I totally agree with that. How many people know people that live in a certain place and it's horrible? So he said, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna start over. And then he goes somewhere else and it's just as horrible where they moved. You know why that is? Because they're the problem, but instead of accepting that they're the problem, they blame the problem on everything except for themselves. And once I believe people realize that they're the problem and stop thinking having a fresh start somewhere else is going to change it, until you got to change yourself first. And I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I'm just doing my thing and talking about it and who's to blame. So let's talk about something else to blame.
Yeah,
When it
that's
comes to
too.
education, and a lot of us, especially black
Yeah,
people, a lot of us don't receive proper education, and we seem like we're losing in the education department. Should we blame the system, or should we blame ourselves for not teaching ourselves properly? What do you people think? Anybody have an idea? Go ahead and say it. You can always talk. Squad. I like to say that. Initially, we blame others because we try to figure out, this is from Yada, where the issue came from and how it began. I totally agree with that. So,
did you read the first one?
which one? I think you finally accept responsibility when the results of your actions pile up and realize it's up to you to fix it. Yeah, I read that one.
Yes.
Go ahead and speak. Okay. Anyway, to all who are just joining, this is our stream. My name is Charles Gilmore, and I'm just the moderator of this. This is not my page; it's all of our pages. So feel free to join, and you can talk and say what you want to say. I will always post the Hangout link in there, and if you want to get on and you can't access the link, you can always send me your email, and I will email you, and you're always included because, like I say, what is this without you? I can always talk. But I'm a person who wants to hear other people talk. So this is what really my page is about. I want everybody to have fun. I want people to have more dialogues. And I'm always trying to get people to interact. So, don't just come and look, come and feel free to talk. Okay. Ernest, he says, each person is an individual and they have to be responsible for their own actions, and they must learn to respect each other. If it's your fault, own up to it. I totally agree. I wish I could disagree, but I can't. I don't even wish I could disagree at all. I can do, this is what I believe. I believe no matter what happens in life, you have some probability to it. You have some modicum of choice to make. Now, unless somebody puts a gun to your head or you protecting your children, you always have some right. And it may not be open to everybody, but basically that's what I believe. Yada says, both when we're young, we don't know enough to teach ourselves. I agree. However, once we reach adulthood, we can take it upon ourselves to learn what we don't know. Okay, Face Squad, what do you feel about that statement?
Both. Let me see. When we're young, we don't know enough to teach ourselves. Facts. However, once we reach adulthood, we can take it upon ourselves to learn what we don't know. That is also facts. Mr. Charles, you was just basically was just saying it, like for as blaming the mother. I mean, that's understandable in certain situations and stuff. But once you turn an adult, you out on your own. You have to fend and survive for your own. It's up to you to change your ways and your actions and your feelings towards situations that you felt like you blamed your mother for, like whatever you feel like you missed out on or you didn't learn how to react to or whatever. Once you become an adult, it is up to you to learn how to change that, how to fix that, how to be a better person, how to learn and grow from what you didn't learn and grow from. So if you don't want to do that, then that's your fault. That's all on you. Because some people just don't. They don't even try to fix it. They just stick with that way and they be like that for the rest of their life. And that's just crazy.
Why do so many people blame their parents? That's a question I'd love to ask anybody to hang out in you. Why? Why do so many people blame their parents? Did you hear? I can't hear you. If you heard the question,
I heard you. I'm trying to think on that one. I guess it's a quick excuse. It's a quick result. If that makes sense, it's quick. It's quicker than just feeling like they gotta have a reason. So that's what they feel like. They feel like that's a quick excuse to throw up. That's why they blame them. And they be like, well, then why you okay? If this is the reason why you like this because your mom or dad didn't do this or wasn't there or wasn't that, what are you gonna do as an adult to change that? How are you gonna change that? Are you willing to change that? Some people not even willing to put the effort in to try to make a change. Like you said, seek therapy or something. Go talk to somebody about it. Pray about it. Are you dropping to your knees and asking God to take this feeling from you? If you don't want to do a religious, go to a therapist. Try to let them soothe and help you through the situation. Or you just one of them adults that just want to be bitter and have that feeling towards the world the rest of your life.
Yeah, yesterday was Father's Day, and first I was kind of busy, but happy post Father's Day to all the fathers. You are extremely important. However, I've seen a lot of men and women say happy Father's Day to their mother, and then I've heard several men and women say, especially men that got raised, they don't have a father, would say, "We didn't need no daddy. I'm the daddy. Happy Father's Day to my mother. She was the best." Why do so many people do that? Like, you never hear men saying,
I'm on that. I just lightweight had a little sermon on my Snapchat about that. Because, man, I have 5 brothers. I have 5 brothers. My 3 young brothers have children. That's where all the children you see on my content come from. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 nieces and nephews. One nephew is for my brother that passed away.
Okay.
They have bitter baby mamas. And when I say bitter, every year, Father's Day, these same bitter bitches put up their statuses on Facebook. I call them copy and paste ass bitches. Y'all got the same status every motherfucking Father's Day, where y'all want to give credit to yourself or give credit to whoever else, not because they're not good fathers, because y'all want to label them as not being good fathers because y'all don't like them. That's what I don't like. That's what I went off about. Like, you can't sit there and take credit for a father. You can't do what a father can. You celebrate Mother's Day and you let these men have Father's Day. You cannot. I understand some mothers play the role of both parties, but if their parents are still here, both mother and father, what makes you feel? What gives you the right to feel like? I'm speaking about the women that I'm talking about, not everybody. What makes you feel like you can celebrate both days and this child got a father that she sees all the time or he sees all the time, he takes care of, but because he's not doing what you want, because he's not being materialistic or buying what you say when you say buy it, you know, that type of bitterness. Now that is what I don't approve of. And then you got I've seen a lot of them, you know, people was trying to say that to the single mom, and they was like, "Don't tell me Happy Father's Day. I'm not no father. I'm a full-time mother." You know, you don't take the credit away from me, and that is the day for men, and they got a day for women.
I agree with that. That's one thing that I always you don't see men saying Happy Mother's Day, Daddy. You don't see men say you know, we don't do that. So I'm always confused why a lot of men want to be fathers. I'm telling you, a lot of men want to be involved in their children's lives, and that's a question. Why would women have children with a man that you don't want involved in your life? And second, why would you have children from a man that doesn't want to be a father? I mean, that's dialogue I wish people would have. I'm not trying to go off on that, but I think we should talk about that. That's just, you know, who is to blame? If the father wants to be in the child's life and you don't want to let him see his child, is he a bad father? I mean, or is it the mother's fault? I mean, I don't think he's a bad father. Hey, what's going on? Warmack Waters, he said, to blame one parent for everything is a sign of weakness and immaturity. I agree with that. I don't know everybody's situation, but I'll say this: if your parent didn't beat you and they didn't like get you weren't molested, and you can be cognizant, don't blame your parents. And I'm not saying, because there's always an exception to every rule. I know there's horrible fathers just like horrible mothers, but however, every father is not horrible and every mother is not horrible. And one thing I don't see men doing, and it's no bash to ladies, you never hear men or either children saying, my father is my mommy and my daddy. They don't say that. They say Happy Father's Day to my father, and they leave Mother's Day to mother. So I don't know why so many women want to take Father's Days and Father's Day and make it so great for the mother. And there's nothing wrong if you had a mother who did a lot and didn't have a man to support her. I give her all the kudos and accolades, exactly, what she needs, but you still shouldn't diminish the father's presence role, especially for fathers that want to be involved. And that's one thing I don't see men doing. But I know there are men that do it, but overall I don't see that. Anyway, so for people who just joining the stream, anybody can join. This is always going to be open as long as I can. As long as you're respectful to my guest, you're great. You can always be disrespectful to me because I'm oblivious to it. So you can call me all type of names. If I don't like it, I just won't say nothing and block you. But I probably won't because I don't care. Hope everybody's doing great. This is the open stream. I don't want to hold everybody up because I can keep going all day. I'm gonna go as long as my special guest. If you guys don't know, you check out Faith Squad channel. So much positivity, so much love, and it's a great team over there. What's up, brother? You know, it's always open, brother Kelvin. You can always hop on and say whatever you want. Today's topic is about the blame game. Why do we always blame other people for what's going on in our lives? Why, when it comes to marriage, is men blaming women for messing up, women blaming men for messing up, and when is it right for us to accept responsibility? And I'm never one who's going to say people are not responsible, and I'm not. Sometimes people are going to listen. If you get robbed, you are a victim. But listen, are you responsible if you know it's a bad area and you choose to walk down that street? Or is it the criminal? I mean, I don't have the answers. When you're speeding and you get pulled over, is it the police's fault or is it your fault for speeding? I'm not saying, sometimes you will get profiled racially. I hate that term because I like ethnic culture more than I like the term race. But since we choose to use it, I will use it here. First, though, let me do a caveat because I'm black. I'm unapologetically black because you guys say I'm black and I love to be black. However, I will never say that anyone else who is not black is less human than me. They're just from a different culture and a different group. And as long as you show me respect, I show you respect. I will show you love. I just love my people, just like you should love your people. But we can all love each other and grow humanely. Like my friend said, in order to be human, we must learn to be humane. And that's something that I've always strived to be, no matter what. The crimes of your father against you. However, I'm gullible, but I take you for who you show me. And I don't take you for what other people have done to me. Even though if you look like a criminal, I'm gonna be cautious around you until you show me otherwise, because I can't be too stupid because I'm dumb. Anyway, sister, you can go ahead and speak, because if you let me keep on speaking, it'd be a flowing river of Charles's quotes. Go ahead, interject, please. Go ahead and say whatever you want to say. Shout your channel out and tell them what you're about.
Well, hello, everyone. Faith Squad is definitely in the building. I'm just chilling on this live stream with Mr. Charles. I love Mr. Charles's live stream. It's always positive, good vibes, always good debates, never no beef. I'm all for the positive vibes. Me and Mr. Charles, we try to stay away from negative folks. And I just enjoy the topics. I really do. I like Mr. Charles say, you can always learn some stuff from folks too. Some of the stuff you might have to break down to me. Don't laugh at me if I'm asking you to explain a question. You might be like, that don't make sense to you. No, it don't. I need to understand what you're talking about. So back to the human and humane. I wanted to see if Mr. Charles, I guess, can you break that down to me?
Okay.
Like example wise.
Okay. Humane to me is when you treat every life as precious and special. I don't look at somebody that's not like me, somebody who's not black, and look at them like they're less than or they're the enemy. Because I'm a human, and for people to see me as such, I must treat all people, all cultures humanely. And I'm not saying that people cannot be enemies, because whenever somebody is in opposition of what you're trying to do that's positive, then they are the enemy. However, I don't let someone who's my enemy, I don't treat them less humanely, because I must show them respect, because to get respect, you got to give respect. And that's something that makes me angry. And I see it between a lot of black men and black women saying, why should I respect you? You should respect them because they are a man or a woman. I respect women. I'm not saying that some women can't be disrespectful and some men can't be disrespectful. And I'm saying that I can't lose respect. But initially, I respect you because you exist and your life is so precious. You mean so much to me that I'm not coming at you with venom. I'm coming at you with love. So that's what it means. If you want to get love, you got to give love. And I love you. Being mad at people is futile and a waste of energy. And I agree with Yada again. I ignore my enemies. I'm going to tell you something about me. I don't take anything personal. We all make mistakes. I don't judge you. I don't care who you like and who you don't like, as long as you show me love. So you can not like my best friend. As long as you are not doing something really maliciously to them, I won't hold it against you. But once I see that you're a horrible person and I really can sense it, I will separate from you. So a lot of people, I don't research you. So I just know how you treat me. So If you have done something negative to people that I admire, respect, as long as you keep it away from me and they don't bring it to me and I don't see it, I'm not coming to look for it. So I'm not going to show you nothing but love. And I don't know the whole situation. So I know there's always more than two sides to a story. So I don't take it. I don't take it until I know it. And she says I'm indifferent. Okay, Yada, what do you mean by you're indifferent? Doesn't that mean the same thing as you're oblivious? It means it doesn't matter which way or the other. That's what I think. I got you. Hopefully I understand. But anyway, that's what I feel. And like I say, most people don't know. If you come to my page, you give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a hello, or hi, you just made my day, because that means you at least interacted. And I want to be more interactive. I notice for me to get where I want to be, like the more people interact and feel special coming to my page, I gotta stay on it. But this is fun. This is not work for me. So I just enjoy it immensely. And if I could make your life better, that's all it means to me. I want you to smile. I want you to have fun. I want you to know this is an open place where you can come and talk. And anybody who wants to overtalk me, you can say what you're saying. I will shut up, because this is not about me. It's about you. And if you want some entertainment, and I can go really, really silly. I can get silly. And I'm a perverted freak who's very respectful. So don't ever think I'm going to say something that will, I will never try to offend you. And if you don't like something I'm saying, and we're especially on open dialogue, I will never go crazy with you. But on my own private stuff, when it's just me one-on-one, oh boy, I'll get crazy. So just skip those ones, because I'll talk about stuff and ass real fast. And don't blame me. If I don't blame you.
I respect what Yada said. I really do. I like that. I don't hate you, nor do I love you. So I choose to not let you exist. That is the best. That is the best. It is so true. It just makes you feel a whole lot better when you can just blank a person out. And that is the best way to be. The godly way to be is to not, we're supposed to love our enemy, whatever, all that, forgive them so that we can feel better, whatever. But I love that. I love to just rather not just deal with you. Don't even exist to me. You're a non-factor. That's awesome. I love it.
I agree with that. I'm more of I love you all, and I love you as a human, but you just don't exist to me. You become oblivious.
Yeah.
Who are you? So I never hate you. I never lose love. I just forget about you. I forget before I forgive. My statement. I forget before I forgive. That leave is major.
I love it. Yes, you don't even exist. You're a non-factor in my life.
I must drop that. I never dropped the Patreon, but there's my Patreon there. If anybody wants to join the Patreon cause and give $1, it's always great. And what I'm saying is, once I got over 200, I think I'm at 200 something now. I'm going to do a giveaway of Nintendo Switch. So only thing you got to do to enter is just subscribe to my Instagram and tag somebody, and that's an entry. And if you want more than one, subscribe to my Patreon, and I'll get more entries. And as soon as I'm still working on it, so don't hold me to it today. But I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna run it for this month, or starting today. What's today's date? Let's do that. I'm gonna close it off. 30 days. So I'm gonna give it to July 18th. And from June 18th to July 18th, we'll see how many people subscribe. And then it's only for people in the continental United States. Then I'll just do a poll and shake it up and pull it out and mail you a Switch if you want to give me your address, or we'll find some different way to get it to you. But I have it right here for people to see. The Nintendo Switch is sitting for you. So subscribe. Let me bribe you to come join my stuff.
What is that?
What's up, Kelvin? What's up, brother?
What's up, brother?
Man, we just having fun, man. You can talk about whatever you want, but the topic is the blame game. And if you want to talk about it, if you want something to say, it's your floor, because I've been holding it down for a while. You're more welcome to speak and say what you want to say.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I kind of got it a little late, so I don't know too much of what y'all talking about. I kind of missed a lot of it.
So let me break it down to you. I'm just talking about when it comes to relationships, jobs, family. How come people don't really say it's my fault? They always want to put the fault on other people. And even, let's say you're married and you get divorced. It's always usually the husband's fault or is the wife's fault. You never hear both people saying, it was our fault. We didn't get together to make it work. So whatever thing you want to think about that goes along to that, you can talk about it. And if you want to change the subject and talk about anything, you can do that. You know, we're talking. I even talked about the Bill Cosby situation. Was it his fault or was it the lady's fault? Just different situations. Anything you want to talk about, brother, this is your stream. It's not mine. The floor is yours. And if you say you don't want to say nothing right now, we can get back to you. So I'm just trying to give you the opportunity to get in because you're here. And I really appreciate you joining, man. You're special to me.
Okay, appreciate it, brother. I mean, I didn't want to go on first because I know you were talking to her, so I didn't want to interrupt at first.
Well, you can never interrupt here. It's your floor. So do you want to speak or you want to wait for a while?
Yeah, I guess I can say a little something about it.
Go for it.
Yeah, let's say for you mentioned jobs like with blaming people. I mean, in other situations like that, I think a lot of people usually blame other people because a lot of people think they're right or they don't want to admit what they may have been lacking in. So it's easier to blame somebody rather than look into the mirror.
Yeah, I think that's hard for so many people. Even myself, I always try to hold myself responsible for whatever happens, and I don't blame other people. And I think sometimes a lot of people, we don't communicate well or we don't listen well, so it causes people to always feel like it's somebody else's fault. And it could be your fault because you didn't express exactly how you felt, so people can understand where you're coming from. Like Yada said, incredibly draining. Yeah, I think it is draining to be angry. I try never to be angry. That's a lot of energy. Whew.
I mean, yeah, there times was necessary though, but for the most part, yeah, there's a lot of draining.
So let me ask you a question. I got to start some fire here. I just want to ask because we got a man on the panel. I wish we had another woman. When it comes to
I'm all the woman you need. Go ahead.
Oh, you more than all the women. You're fantastic. I just love to hear different perspective because your perspective is so awesome and great that I can get blinded. So sometimes I gotta hear something that's either analogous or maybe even different, so that I can make sure that all the fantastic stuff that you're saying is so accurate that I'm never perplexed. Like, damn, is it real? I'm joking. But the question I was going to ask is, when it comes to how can I explain it so it makes a lot of sense? And I'm not trying to blame women at all, but when it comes to a woman not letting their father, the father of the child, see their kid, how can I explain this so it makes sense? How come? Oh, what's up, Pam? Ooh, like, why do so many women blame men for not being good fathers? Kelvin?
I mean, I could take a guess, but since I don't have any kids, all I can do is guess. I mean, maybe it's because they felt like they were abandoned or something, and with the guy they probably wanted. So instead of like saying, "Hey, this is both our fault for having a child that like both of us weren't prepared to have,"
yeah,
it was just easier to blame one another.
I agree with that. You said a good point. I never really hear women say that I wasn't prepared to be a parent. It's always your father is not shit. That's what you hear, but you never hear somebody saying, damn, I messed up having this baby before I was ready or before I found a mate that wanted to bear the responsibility with me. I do hear men saying, man, I chose wrong when it comes to women, but I don't really hear too many women. You can beat me up, squad if you want to, but I don't hear too many women saying I really chose wrong when I picked their father.
Say, like I don't have children of my own that came up out of me, but living around me, having brothers that have children and seeing the stuff that they go through with their baby mothers. The reason that these, and they're young too, man, Jai, these are young folks we're talking about too. So the only reason that I consider them, saying that about them is because they spend more time than the law allows with them. So it couldn't be the time. Time is very more precious than most women. Most women with common sense will want the child to spend more time with the dad than than the materialistic stuff. But see, they get material, and when you ain't out here selling drugs no more, and you got to do a real 9 to 5, and you can't be out here splurging and buying Jordans and shit every week and all the high name brand shit, then that's when they feel like you're a deadbeat ass daddy. You know, when the shit don't go their way, when the tables turn and the ball in the other court. So now, since you can't do nothing but take them to the park and spend quality time with them, that's not enough. So you're a deadbeat dad. But that's just these young folks that I'm talking about. You know, I don't understand it. So you rather your baby daddy be out here selling dope, buying Jordans, getting all this materialistic shit that this kid gonna tear up within a week, than to spend some quality time teaching them how to do stuff and learn and live life. Come on now.
Man,
they crazy.
So that's so powerful. What question? Okay, this is a question. This is hypothetical. How do you teach people to accept responsibility?
Well, I can say from experience, and my apologies, sisters, how you doing? Why are you going? And what I've learned from like, you know, taking responsibility, especially you know, from the biggest person you can lie to anyway as yourself, it's just taking that look in the mirror. Taking that hard look in the mirror.
Why is it so? Oh, continue. Okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
Okay. No. I think I couldn't hear me. My bad.
Why is it so difficult for people to look in the mirror? Why is it so difficult for people to reflect on themselves?
I think it's just like the constant lies that people tell themselves. Like, you know, it's just like it starts with little things that they didn't want to look at, and over time the lies just kept piling up. And by the time you don't build all these lies up, they start to become your truth. And by the time that gets too far, now you're believing these lies, and instead of like looking at the reality, even though somewhere deep down deep down somewhere you may understand, you may know that like what the lies you realize that you're lying to yourself. But you know, once you really just stop and take a really good look at yourself and really just analyze like what you're doing and how you go about it, and like what you don't like about yourself, what you do, then that's when you kind of start shattering the illusions that you created for yourself.
I totally agree. Why is it so difficult for most people to even look at themselves? What stops them from saying it's my fault? What is the roadblock?
They in denial.
Why is it so easy to be in denial? That's one thing I'm always curious. Like I'm asking questions, but I'm at this time I'm thinking, and I noticed that a lot of people find it really difficult to look at themselves. And so many people, even though we're having a dialogue about it, and hopefully it's gotten people to think, it's hard for people to accept responsibility. So many people blame the other man for where they're at. So many people blame the woman, or like the marriage dissolves, it was the wife's fault.
Maybe they're scared of the consequences.
Yeah, it's easy to blame one though.
Yeah.
It's easier to blame somebody than to have to deal with the actions, the reactions, the consequences.
Seems really difficult. My stomach's starting to hurt. Anyway, people, I'm starting to get a little tired and hungry. My stomach's starting to hurt. So, you guys got any last things you want to put out before I end the stream? First, I'm blessed for everybody to stop by. PR Beauty, Bay Squad, Angel, Nikki, Brian, a Quad B, man. Oh, wait, hold on. Quad B, do you want to hop on, my brother? I know you're not, but I want to end it. But just to hear your thoughts before I end it, I would stay on if you want to hop on. He's not gonna say nothing, but much respect anyway.
Blessings to you all.
Anybody got something they want to say before I end it?
Oh, it was good to come on.
Oh,
hold on. We're gonna have to stay on then. If Quad B say he can hop on. I like to hear Quad B talk. I learned a lot from my brother.
I am here.
Oh wow!
How you doing, Quad B?
What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on? How are you?
And whenever I
What?
talk to you, it's no,
Good.
it's not over because Quad B hopped on Nikki, and when Quad B comes,
Oh,
it's gonna be
thank you.
stretched out now. And he
I
done made
am,
me
I,
motivated.
I feel I feel blessed and esteemed that you have me on. But you were talking about, let's see, the blame game. Well, I kind of came in at the end and what was being said, so I can at least bounce an opinion off of what y'all were saying.
Go
What
for
is
it.
the consensus? No, I was just wondering what is the consensus among you all as far as blame and whatnot.
Well, you want me to go first? I'll go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I
Yeah,
think
go ahead.
I think every individual needs to take responsibility, and I think a lot of
Mhm.
people tend to blame each other too much. So, like a woman will blame a man for being a horrible father. A husband will blame his wife for being a horrible wife instead of looking at mistakes they made in their life. So many
Mhm.
people. I'm not saying sometimes people are not responsible, but a lot of people don't look at themselves and see why things happen to them in their life and the responsibility that they play in the good or bad that happens with them. So many people want to take credit for something that somebody else has done, and so many
Mhm.
people want to blame people for the horrors of others. So I think that just understanding that to accept self responsibility and not blaming stuff on other people will lead to a much better situation and a much more healthier situation between people, different cultures, different groups, men and women, father and child, mother and child, whatever your persuasion may be. That's my belief.
Mhm. Okay, I believe the same thing, and it's really difficult for most people, human beings, to really take a look at themselves and whatever role they may have played in their life in in terms of bad things happening in their lives. Now, my thing is that okay, if you're a child, say up to maybe age, I don't know, 10, 12, maybe, I don't know, early teens. If stuff happened to you as a child, you should not be blamed. You should not be, you shouldn't be held responsible or hold yourself responsible. Um, I guess one of the things I can't stand in this society, though, is when people are blamed for things that they have no control over, like race, like how you look, where you were born, how much money you make, all that kind of stuff. Because really, there's a lot of things you have no real control over, but yet you get blamed. You get blamed for it. I'm trying to think of an example. Like, for example, okay, you're in corporate America. Um, there's a project due at 4 o'clock and it's 2 o'clock, and you trying to be the hero decide, well, I'll take it in my car and drive this project over to wherever it needs to go by the deadline, and you miss it. Okay. Now, granted, everybody, you know, eh, the you missed the deadline and you're disqualified from getting that contract. But what happens is, despite the fact that the failure was a team effort, everybody wants to blame the person who last touched that project, because he got stuck in traffic or whatever, he got delayed and couldn't make it. So that's an example right there, because sometimes blaming, and a lot of people will point fingers to keep the finger from pointing at themselves, keep others from pointing the finger at them. And I see a lot of that crap going on in, especially in workplaces. So, but I do think that however, if there's something you do have control over and you screwed it up, then, or you were a part of it, if you had control over the situation, then you have to take a look at yourself. And the old saying, you can't control. The only thing in the world that you really can control is you. You can't control life, but you can control how you react to it. That's all I got to say, man.
No, you
That's
said
all I
a
got.
lot, man. I'm gonna ask you some questions because you new here.
Sure.
So tell me this: why do so many people find it hard to accept responsibility for their own actions?
Because it's human. Because it's hard to do. it's why is it so hard? It's a human thing. I don't know specifically what it is about the brain chemistry, but I think it's really, really difficult, and I don't know why it is. I think it's really difficult for somebody to really look in the mirror and say, you know what, I screwed up. It was my fault. I think a lot of it too in this world has to do with liability. No good deed goes unpunished. If you admit you were wrong, then it opens you up to all kinds of other attacks. I think that's a lot of it. You see companies that don't want to admit liability, even though they were liable, because they're afraid of having more, being attacked further. But if you did some shit wrong, then you should face the music. That's the only thing I can think of. And yeah, so that's it. That's pretty much my view of blame. And again, I'm just going off the top of my, shiny dome, if you will.
So I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Sure, go ahead.
Analogous to this,
go ahead.
Do you think that is right for a single mother to blame a father who wants to be a part of their child's life for being a horrible daddy? Like, let's say it's your father's fault, even though the father wants to be a part of the child's life, or you say your father is.
That is, as far as a single mother, oh God, no. Oh my God, of course that's wrong for a single mother. And I know there's a lot of back and forth that goes on, but whatever happened, it takes two to tango. It takes a man and a woman to make a baby, right? I think that a woman has no business I don't think a woman has any business telling her husband or telling her father, the father of her child, not to be in his life, and for her to then go around blaming him for things or bad mouthing him, especially in front of the kids if they're older. That's totally unacceptable. So you kind of asked me a kind of a simple question, if you will. That was a simpler one to answer. To me, that's wrong. Yeah, for a single mom to blame a baby's father, the woman made the decision to lay down, open up her legs, and at the same time, the man made the decision to go inside of her, and boom. So I don't know what causes a man to get up and leave and not take care of his children. There's a whole lot of stuff. Some of it somewhat acceptable, some of it not acceptable. But a man, I grew up. Okay, let me tell you how I grew up. Now, my childhood wasn't what you'd call totally idyllic. My parents did what they had to do. They weren't the warmest and fuzziest of creatures, especially my father, but he did what he had to do. It wasn't always pleasant being around him, but it was something. It was basically, how can I put it? It was basically, he did what he had to do. Now, regardless of how he felt about it, that's another thing, but he did what he had to do. A lot of men say, fuck it, I don't even want to be here. If to be perfectly blunt, I think their whole I'm gonna venture that at some point in, I don't know, at least half of marriages, the husband's like, what the hell am I doing here? Or the father of the child, if the two parents aren't married but cohabitating, the father's wondering, what the hell am I doing here? How did I get here? So, but I had it ingrained in me because I felt that way a lot of times. I've been married, almost 32 years. And I'm sorry, stay with me. I've been married 32 years. I have 3 children. The last one graduated high school a week ago. And there were many, many days I felt like, I wonder what it'd be like to get on a plane and go to Australia or some shit like that. But you stick and stay. I mean, you don't have to always like it, but you stick and stay. Did that answer your question? Did I might have gone a little further afield than what you were seeking, but
Quad B, let me tell you something about my channel. This is your channel, so you can speak as much as you want. You can never over answer me. So if you got to speak, say, "Hey, Charles, I need to speak," and I'll be quiet. Because this is not about me. It's for you. If anybody,
well, this is your platform too, though. I appreciate that. Same when you come to mine, and I haven't had any for a while, but any like hangouts like this for a while. But I hope to do more. So
let me shout you out. This is Quad B, Bamboo Baby Boo. Say it for me because I can't. I tongue twister.
Okay, my first channel was Bamboozled Black Baby Boomer. Just so y'all know, you might be familiar with a guy named BGS in Los Angeles. He and I are both black men. We're both the same age. We're 58, although we grew up on opposite coasts and we have wildly different upbringings. But we're both black men who are, looking at 60 years old soon. And I call myself Bamboozled because life will bamboozle you, because you never, I can say, they talk about red pill rage where it comes, MGTOWs and whatnot, how men get mad when they find out everything they were taught about women and whatnot was wrong. Well, for me, everything I was taught about life was wrong. Let me tell you what, my view is this. I think we're all filled. We all came out of the womb as blank slates, ready to be drawn on by all, doodled on, drawn on, written on, typed on, printed on by a lot of different entities. First your parents, then the television, through the entertainment industrial complex, then the government schools if you went to public school, and then finally if you're into religion or faith, then you go to church. And then you see, and what I found out later in life was that you have a lot of conflicting messages that have been roiling around in your head. And it took me until last year. It wasn't until last year that I realized that I had been walking around with all these conflicting ideas. And no, I knew it, but I never articulated it. And of late, I've been articulating it and telling people, and they look at me like, really? Yeah. I'm like, yeah, really. So that's all. That's pretty much it. I don't want to monopolize. I'll let somebody else jump in.
You're not, this, like I'm saying, this is your channel, just like it's my channel. You can't monopolize. Let me speak about you. I learn a lot from you. So whenever you speak, you're imparting wisdom. And there's a lot of people that have never been to your channel, and this is their first exposure to you. So feel free to talk, because they're going to learn about you, just like Faith Squad and anybody else who wants to come on, because we grow together. Your fans or your followers will become somebody else's fans and followers and supporters, or whatever terminology that they want to use. This is for me, this is the channel for the people. I'm a big supporter of BGS, and I always liked the way he did his hangout. So I said, I'm gonna try to make my channel similar to that, but be even more open, so that even people who feel scared can get on and talk, and I'll let them go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, thank you. And a couple of people have said hello, hi Yada, how you doing? And a view is a view. How are you? Yeah. So all I can tell you is that if y'all want to go to my channel, please you can go to my first channel, which was Bamboozled Black Baby Boomer. The reason I went to another name, I rebranded, was because somebody decided to hack it while I was doing a live stream and put porn on it, and YouTube said, nope, you can't use this to live stream. I'm like, for 3 months. Now I could have waited 3 months, and I said no. I went ahead. It was suggested to me that by Angry Man, that I get another channel. I'm like, yeah, of course. And I did that. So I got another channel. I created another channel called Quadruple B, Bamboozled Black Baby Boomer. And so yeah, I did that. I put that together, and some of the videos that I had on my old channel. I put on my newer one, so just you can check it out.
You gonna have that bad. See, like.
Hey, Nikki, you haven't said anything yet. We got to get your voice on here because what is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
show without
please.
hearing from Nikki?
I don't want to go ahead. Let somebody else go. Let somebody else go.
Hello, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we
We
can
can hear
Yeah,
you
see,
yeah,
fine.
Nikki. Hey,
your
Nikki.
avatar. Yeah, your picture.
Oh, hello. Well, I think your question was, what was it? Why is it so hard for people to take responsibility for their shit or to take accountability or something?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So my guess is, people don't want to, I mean, everybody wants to be right. No one wants to be seen as wrong or a bad person, right? So for
Okay.
someone to acknowledge that, like maybe they're manipulative, right? That's obviously a negative trait. Or usually when we hear someone being called manipulative, it's usually with negative connotations, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, I mean, people will probably come to the conclusion that, okay, well, if I'm manipulative, then I must be causing pain or hurt to other people, which will make me a bad person, which will probably lead them to feelings of being incapable of being loved and just being a bad person. And I think that's just what it is. No one wants to feel as though they're bad. But the catch is, I mean, it's really just an opportunity for you to change certain things about yourself. But then again, I mean, usually people who don't have accountability probably have some type of selfishness about themselves. Now, when you're selfless, you can actually look at yourself and say, okay, I'm being manipulative and I need to change this about myself because I don't want to cause pain to other people. But yeah, I think people just don't want to be looked upon as they're bad or they're a bad person. You know what I mean? Oh, because I had unprotected sex with him and had a baby, even though I'm not in a position to care for a baby or even be a great mom, that means I must be, I'm a bad person. And that's really, I think that's what it is. People are kind of hiding or running from that feeling. But I mean, that's just an initial feeling. I think that's part of the process of owning your shit. You'll feel, okay, I'm wrong. This is bad. But then if you stay there and keep going, it's going to lead to healing and ultimately happiness.
I understand.
That's my theory.
Do you think that people who are bad people admit to themselves that they're bad people, or do they even know that they're bad people, Nikki?
Or
anyone?
I honestly think deep down they know they're bad. But yeah, I think deep down they know they're bad. But then again, sometimes I do believe that people believe they're bullshit. But even still, even those people, I mean, deep down they know it's bad. Because I mean, at the end of the day, you have to deal with yourself, right? At night behind closed doors. And you feel when you're causing negativity to people. It doesn't make you feel good. Unless there's just something like psychologically wrong with you. But I really do think deep down people know they are bad. And there are some things that they can change about themselves. But again, they don't want to go there. It's hard to go there because you have to uncover other shit. 9 times out of 10, you're going to uncover trauma, right? And that's scary. That's scary.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you some more questions, Nikki. Have you ever heard somebody say, you know what you did, and you don't even know what you did? How come people do that so much? Because sometimes I may have did something to you, but I don't know what I did, and you're blaming me for something I don't even know I've done. Why do people do that?
It's called jumping to a conclusion, jumping to a pre-existing conclusion. Someone decided that you did something, and so in their mind you did it until you can prove otherwise.
So
they're crazy. Folks be crazy.
Continue. Go ahead. Whoever got to speak, because I got more to add.
I think that the person, it's a human trait. It's a human trait to blame somebody, especially when you're really angry about something. it's easy to find. You want to lash out. You want to pinpoint your anger or your anger or your need to find fault on someone or something or some system.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, it's like this. Let's say this is going to be heavy, but let's say you send somebody to prison, you go to jail. Then they find out that they say you did it. Then after 20 years, they say, okay, he was innocent. How does that weigh on your conscience? How does it feel for people who blame somebody for something they didn't do? I mean, it would really mess me up because I would feel so horrible, especially if I felt adamantly and I knew it. I wonder if people have. What do you guys think about situations like that? It happens.
That's because you will feel horrible because you're a human being, and you know, like we were just talking about the human and humane. Some people don't have a emotion or feeling to save their soul in them. So some people just be like, oh well, you know, that's the reason why they let that person go to jail for them 20 years, knowing they didn't do it.
Too many you got a certain segment of the population who are psychopathic or sociopathic who don't care. They don't care. And it took me personally years to figure that out. Because here I am. I knew early on I didn't want to go to jail. I'd see the shows on TV, good guys versus bad guys, and I resolved to be a good person and this and that. And back when you're a kid, the world is black and white. And then, of course, as you get older, you find out there are multiple shades of gray. But in any case, why do people why would you send somebody to jail? If you're a politician, if you're a prosecutor who wants to run for higher office, you can point to that person and say, I sent that mofo to jail. You know, I don't know. It's that kind of thing. If you're a police officer, if you're a detective, you want to get that clearance rate up. You want to, if you're an officer on the street, you want to get that arrest quota up. So, and a lot of times it doesn't matter what the truth is. It's all about, serving a system and and adhering to some procedures that can be misused.
Yada saying some good stuff in the chat to go along with you saying, Quad B. She says, I can't stand people like that. People that don't care if others suffer. I feel like that's a personality trait. And
but it is. Yeah. There, people. For those of you who don't know, I was a reporter at one time. I worked in what I like to call the dead tree sector of the media, meaning newspapers, the dying dead tree sector. And it said that journalists. There were a number of different occupations that are said to attract sociopaths, and journalists was one of them. And I thought, I wonder if I'm one. I don't like to think I'm one, but I probably done things that most other journalists won't do. Like I remember a time a guy said to me I was having a conversation with somebody, and yeah, my name is Savage, just like the Indian. And I'm thinking, I can't believe he just said this to me. I could have taken that and ran with it. It was an offhand comment, and I don't remember who this guy was, whether he was really prominent or not. I don't think he was, but I could have taken that and ran with it and ran it in the newspaper. This guy could have lost his job. He could have been, remember, this is before social media. He could have lost his job. He could have been run out of town. And of course, I probably would have gotten a whole lot of shit from his friends and supporters too. But I let it go. Now, somebody else might have said, "Ooh, this is my chance to nail somebody to the wall." Who doesn't care? Usually, how I dealt with people was, and I'm talking about reporting again, if there was somebody who had sensitive information, if I knew it could be traced back to that person and they had everything to lose, then usually I wouldn't use their name. That's why a lot of reporters too, they will go to jail to protect the source. They will, and that's, of course, that's a badge of honor too in our field to be ordered to go to jail. And usually that's a signal to your source too. Hey, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing for your ass too. So anyhow, but there are a number of other corporate executives, police officers. There were a few others that attract psychos. And one of the things I used to say too, was that I wished I'd had a better grounding in human psychology, so that when I encountered people, I could better read them. But it is what it is.
Okay, let me ask you, Quad B, you open up some more questions. As
Sure.
a journalist, as a reporter, is it hard for most reporters, now you can only speak about yourself, I know, but to maintain objectivity, is that a difficult task?
It is, yeah, it is. Anybody who says they're totally objective is lying. You're human. Like I said, you've already spent the first 20 or so years of your life getting filled with all kinds of ideas. Now you've got to figure out how to move those ideas aside. One of the things I noticed too is, like somebody said, I've heard people say, well, why would you give so-and-so or such and such a platform? It's not so much giving somebody a platform. It's about bringing them on and asking them very hard questions, very pointed questions about, well, why do you feel this way? What is your background? Why do you feel a certain way? What do you hope to gain out of feeling a certain way? Of those kinds of things. But no, as far as being objective, I tried. Now, granted, I've had to talk to people I didn't like or didn't care for, but in the end, I tried to treat them as fairly as possible. Usually, they say that there's 3 sides to every story: side A, side B, and then the truth, which lies somewhere in between. But yeah, objectivity is a chimera, if you will. We strive for it, but you never quite reach it because you're human.
Okie dokie. Everybody, I'm going to have to end this stream. This has been fantastic. Anybody got any last parting words before I end it?
Thank you for having me on at this late moment. That's it. Thank you.
I just want to say I am thoroughly disappointed it's ending, but it was nice talking to you guys again. And Miss Faith, that flower is so beautiful in your hair.
Yes,
She's
it is.
Muted.
Hello, Miss Faith. Faith, I don't know if we've ever met. And Zero, is that Zero?
Yeah, that's me. That's me, brother.
Zero Kelvin?
Yeah.
Zero Kelvin.
Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, brother.
Good. Excellent.
I'll say this.
I want to talk about this again, Charles, please.
Okay,
on the next stream or something.
I might come back on later, and tomorrow at 11 I'll be on. So remember, any stream I got this whole week I'm coming on at 11, and you can talk about anything you want to talk about. Just feel free to jump on. It's gonna be 11 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everybody who comes by. Leave a comment, say whatever you want to say, and anybody's welcome to talk about anything on my stream. Even if I have a subject, you can change it to whatever you want. That is your page. It's not just mine.
Well, I'm supporting your channel. I'll be to visit you.
Likewise. Everybody need to check out Faith Squad, check out Quad B, and anybody else who wants to come on, you're more than welcome. I appreciate you all, and take care. And thank you again for stopping by.
God bless you all. Y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
It was good to see y'all.
Take care. Have a good one.
It was fun talking.
All right now.
All right.